everybody, and welcome to Creativity Time with Tatiana. I am Tatiana Tobin, Independent Stampin Up demonstrator in Port Macquarie. Welcome! I'm so excited to be back doing my lives after a 3-week break. Kids are back at school, thank goodness. It was a busy time and I haven't been able to do much crafting, and when I don't get to craft, I don't feel quite right. If you're a crafter, you probably know what I mean. You just kind of need it in your daily or weekly life just to keep going, to re-energize, to get in. When you pop in, please say hi. Good morning, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining me. I love having company while on lives, and we will get crafting. Nothing much. The holiday catalog. Oh, good morning, Megan. Welcome back. Hello, Carol. Oh, excellent. People are jumping in. Excellent, excellent. The new holiday catalog came out on PDF for demonstrators today, and it is fabulous. So much exciting new product. Oh, thank you for sharing, Carol. There's so much new product, exciting stuff. I can't wait to be sharing that all with you, but it's for demonstrators only. So if you really want to see it now, and you want to be able to order from it, not quite next week, or is it next week? Oh, it'll be by the end of next week. You should join my team, and then you can order anything in the catalog Friday next week, if I've got my maths right with the calendar, which is really, really exciting. I've been working on my wish list this morning. Anyhow, because I haven't been able to craft, I haven't been sharing much, and so I thought I'd go back to last week's product of the week, which was the stitched nested label dies, and we'll create a quick fun project which we'll be using to a Wild Rose stamp set because I haven't played with it yet. I got it and I haven't played with it yet. So let's flip and let's stamping. It's a beautiful day here in Port Macquarie. It's quite lovely. Yep. Come on, get it down. Hope you're all well and that nobody's got a cold or that, because it is that time of year, isn't it? Oh, it's getting the camera right. Trying a new thing with my setup. There we go. We're also going to be using a little bit of DSP, as you can see. So here's the DSP. Can't remember the name of it. Isn't that terrible? I'm going to blame school holiday brain. And there's the To a Wild Rose. I did forget to pull out the product of the week, the showcase, the stitch nested labels. Okay. Got it. And I'm just checking the name of the DSP. It's the Perennial Essence DSP. I'm just going to bring it all up on my iPad so that I can see your comments. It's always helpful. Excellent. All here, all ready to go. Okay, so this is the Perennial Essence DSP. It is stunning, and we will be using both sides of this. I've cut a piece of olive green card base to be exact. Well, it's half a A4 sheet, should I say. And the DSP I have cut to sit exactly, covering the full front of the card. Now let's take a look at these stitch nested label dies and show you what's so cool about them. So this is the set. You get these. They're not quite hexagons, because the hexagongs I think is the word that people have come up with. Essentially it's a long hexagon. And what is really cool about these dies is that it cuts, so in the middle there you can see the cut line of the label, and then it puts the stitching on the both sides. So you get a stitching on your die cut piece and you get a stitching on your negative. So you can use that to your advantage. And what I'm thinking is we'll be cutting it something like that, but I might go down the size. Yes, I'm happy with that size. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch die cut the shape from right here, and I'm lining up so the edge of the paper is right at those corners there, so that I'm getting like a bit of a flag, if you'd like. There. And we'll grab the die cutting machine. I'll do the die cutting off screen so that it's not too in your face kind of thing, but run that through. Carefully. So I used a post-it note to hold it in place, and now you can see we're left with the stitching on this negative, and we've got stitching on our piece. Now this one is going to go here, and then we're going to use this piece but flip it so that we get the other side of the DSP as well. But we'll use dimensionals as well. So that's just, I like to, when I'm doing what I'm doing with a piece, I like to get it stuck down and all good to go. So I'm just adding some liquid multi-purpose glue to the back of that. Isn't that paper pretty? It's just stunning. It's kind of very inspired by Monet, and all the sheets are absolutely gorgeous. So there we go. That was really easy to line up because I had cut it to the exact same size as the card front, and that will go up on dimensionals, as I said, but we'll leave that for now. That's our inside of our card. And let's look at this stamp set. It's called To Wild Rose. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and it is multiple steps. What is it called? Can't remember the name of that. Anyhow, let's stamp it. And I'm going to use the Stamparatus because the Stamparatus really helps you line up those images in the exact right spot when you need them. So here's the Stamparatus. It's our big stamp positioning tool. Bring it in. So, and I was really excited to see in the annual catalogue when it came out a new mat for the Stamparatus, but of course I can't find it right now. Where did I put it? There it is. So it's the same as our regular foam mat. Here's the regular foam mat, but it's got the grid paper on a laminated surface all attached. So that's cool. That means that there's no need for the excess grid paper. You can just wipe this one clean. Grab some Whisper White. There we go. And you can also buy extra plates. So this comes with 2 plates, which allows you to stamp various things. Now when I'm stamping a multi-part stamp, I like to start with the outline image, because it just helps really line up the rest of it. Okay, so I've got a magnet, but I know that my piece of cardstock is right in the corner there as well, and I'm going to stamp the darkest color for the outline, and I've chosen Rococo Rose, which is one of the new in colors. I know I'm inking that off screen. Press that down and perfecto. Now, what's brilliant is these plates, you can use both sides of them. So essentially you get 2 plates, but 4 sides to use. Now the next one I'm going to do is the lightest color. So I start from the outline, and then now I'm using the full stamp now, which would be the lightest color. So I'm lining that up to the, So I'm lining the stamp on the outline piece, and now I'm picking it up with the Stamparatus. And for the lightest colour, I have chosen Petal Pink. So ink that up. It's on screen now, which is good. And press it down. And there we go. Now this is a distinctive kind of stamp set, so that unevenness is the way that the stamp is supposed to stamp, and that's what gives it this beautiful texture and outlines. And oh, hey Lisa, thanks for joining me. I am doing a bit of multi-step stamping. It's partly because I haven't had a chance to play with this stunning stamp after getting it. School holidays, hey? That's what they do to me. Okay. Now for the final colour, which is my medium pink, I'll be using Blushing Bride. So I'm inking up Blushing Bride to that, and it's going to stamp right over there. And you can see we have this stunning multicolored flower. How cool is that? I love it. It's so pretty. So pretty. Now we're going to repeat that process with the leaves. And with the leaves, I'm going to actually just use one color instead of the three. So for the flower, we've used 3 different pinks to create the flower. And now for the leaves, we're just going to use the one green, and we're going to be doing some stamping off. So here's the leaves. Again, it's got the outline in 2 tones. And we'll again start with the outline piece. Not good when you lose it. Lose your stamps, is it? Okay. There's the outline piece. I'm going to just pull that one off. I know I haven't cleaned it. I'll clean all my stamps once I finish. There we go. Make sure that's in the corner there. And for this one, I'm using Old Olive because that's the tones that you see in the DSP that we're using, and I've used Old Olive cardstock as my card base. Now for this outline, because I want it to be darker than the rest of it all, I'll be stamping the leaf outline twice. So that's by stamping twice, we're going to create a darker outline. Awesome. Now, should I risk this? Yes, I'm going to risk it. Okay. I'm going to move the edge of my cardstock to the 6 centimeter mark. And make sure it's still nice and flush to the top of the Stamparatus. And I'm going to stamp the leaf again. Now I could have done this by moving the plate, but I'd positioned the plate incorrectly for that, so I'm just going to move the paper instead. But I know that I'll be using the corner as well as the 6 centimeter mark. So it's all good. Now for the next one, the lightest, we find that stamp, and what we're going to do is stamp off before we stamp. So I'll line up the image into its spot. Carefully. There we go. And then because this is photopolymer, if you press it into the paper, it kind of attaches to the paper a bit, and that helps keep it in place while you pick up that image. Now, stamping off requires a bit of grid paper or scrap paper to stamp off onto. So I'm going to ink up. So I'm still using Old Olive. I'm going to ink that up, stamp it off, and then stamp. And there we go, we've got our light green layer. This is a great way of getting more value for your inks, really, is being able to stamp off. You could use both the stamped and the stamped off if you're really clever. Stamp that down. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to flip that and find our final leaf piece. Oh, I've just realised that wasn't the lightest one, that was the darker one. Good to make mistakes on live. So what we're going to do is, how can I recover that? I don't want to double stamp it in full strength, so I'm going to, it would be good if I picked the right stamp, okay? Anyway, there we go. So that's almost like full strength, 2 half strengths. 2 halves make a full, don't they? There we go. Ink that up again. Stamp off and stamp. And so, as you can see, it doesn't really matter which order you do these in. Ideally, you should do them in the correct order, but not necessary. This is the light one, so this is the one that I intended to stamp off. Line that up. Press it in. Hey Tanya, thanks for joining. Doing a bit of To a Wild Rose because I haven't had a chance to stamp with it yet. Okay, so this was the layer that should be light. So I will ink, stamp off, and stamp. There we go. Repeat. Ink, stamp off. These leaves just look great on their own without the outline, don't they? And stamp. Woot woot. We got there. We certainly did get there. Now, one other thing is I would like to stamp one of these sentiments. Just flip that so that I can die cut everything. And I really love this friendship one. True friendship is one of God's greatest gifts. So I'm going to put that right there. And that way we can die cut all of this sheet out at once. Put that in, and I will be using the Rococo Rose, the same colour as we used for the outline of our flower. It's a beautiful pink. It's like a, I don't know, a musky pink, but a dark musky pink. Does that make sense? It's gorgeous. And there we go. Perfect. Now this stamp set does have matching dies, which is always exciting. Hope if I pull them out. And they're called Wild Rose. The stamp is called To a Wild Rose, and the dies are just Wild Rose. And we are able to cut out our flower. Now these are our new dies, so they hug the stamped image, but they still give you the white outline when you die cut. It's just that they hug the image. That's the big difference. Now I was going to use this beautiful die for that beautiful sentiment. And for some reason I thought there was 2 leaves. But there isn't, but that's okay. Just quickly run the leaves through twice. Again, making sure it's hugging the stamp image, and place that. The post-it notes just keep the dies in place. I never liked the magnetic platform. I found that the magnets wasn't a smooth magnet, it was a bunch of magnets, and the dies always wanted to move to the wrong one. And gorgeous is that rose? Oh, I'm so happy with this stamp set. So glad I got it. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful card. And run through that leaf again, because I like having more than one leaf. Foliage. It makes all the difference. There we go. And I've pulled out some metallic thread in silver, because I think that'll go beautifully on this card. Okay, we have our card base, which for those who are joining me, I am trying to highlight uses of the stitched label dies, nested stitch label dies, and what I've done is cut that out from the DSP, and now I've taken my piece and I'm going to flip it, but we will use dimensionals to put that in, but I wanted to line up the rest first. So I was kind of seeing the flower, seeing in my mind's eye, the flower coming out from behind with the leaves. Something like that. Now, you know what, I'm not sure if I'm going to go without the sentiment. I know I went through the trouble of stamping it, but this is pretty without. Let's glue these down, and before I glue that down, I was going to add, so I don't know, my fingers probably don't, I wasn't explaining myself. So I had that position there, and I want some of the metallic thread coming out from over here. So I was kind of rubbing that side of the flower and then putting my fingers there and going, okay, over here. When using metallic thread, actually let's use something easier. This is the snail. Now, can you guess why it's called snail? I only worked this one out in April. Ha! Isn't that clever of me? Who can tell me why it's called snail? Fun fact. Because I'm pretty sure I'm the last person in the world to have worked that one out. Very quiet crowd today. It's okay. If you're watching, have no idea what I'm talking about, welcome. Thank you for watching. This is me. It's just who I am. I ramble and I love to craft. I found card making an amazing hobby to have because I've been able to share it easily with family and friends who may not be crafters but really do appreciate the fact that I've handmade them a card. So the reason why I've put the snail in, oh, you have no idea, Megan, because snails leave trails. So the snail left a trail. I thought it was very clever of them. Well, that too, Carol. I normally do prefer glue too, Megan, but when it comes to the metallic thread, I find either snail or the Terran tape a better alternative. Simply because they will stick that down, and I always use a different adhesive on top. But yes, the liquid multi-purpose glue is my glue of preference. But that, I think that, whew, that is so pretty. Can someone give me this card? Now, I'm going to add some glue to the leaves. Spent the morning trying to decide things. So I have, if you've been following my Facebook page, you'll know that I've got a retreat coming up. And the retreat will be based on the holiday catalogue, so being able to see it all today, it's very exciting to pick the sweets that we're going to focus on. Oh, thank you for the love heart. Thank you so much. Now, if you are watching somewhere else like YouTube, because I will be uploading this video to YouTube later, please follow my YouTube channel. I upload all my videos now there. And do you know what, it feels like a bit of a shame to... I was going to pop that onto dimensionals, but it's going to cover the flowers, so let's not. Yeah, habit, Megan. So Megan's just said I'm good at putting the glue on after each use, and it's become a habit, to be honest. It's not very time efficient though. Sometimes I don't know when I'm going to use the glue again, but I never put it upside down when I don't put the tip, because I don't want that in my thing. Have you seen my glue holder? So this is my little glue holder. Hey Debbie, thanks for joining me. So good of you to come in and watch. So we went plaster painting Mother's Day last year, and I made this little pencil tin, and it's perfect for my glue to be standing upside down. So I always make sure I'm not putting the tip into that. Anyway, there's the card. I think that's good as is, except we need to decorate the inside of the card, and I know how we're going to do that. I'm going to grab the strip of paper that was left over. Where did I put it? There it is. Oh, thank you, Sherry, and all the love hearts. I really appreciate that. So if you've followed me for a while, you'll know that I like to decorate the inside of my cards. Oh, hello, Vicky. Thank you for joining. It's quite a gathering today. So I'm going to cut that at 1 centimetre. So this is, I did a paper share with my wonderful team, and so all our paper is 6 by 6. I'm just going to cut a strip off and trim it 2 sides. There we go. And I'm going to glue that just down there, so it brings in a bit of the front of the card to the inside of the card. That's probably way too much glue. There, and then we glue that to the inside. Now, do we want to do the decorate the envelope? Let me know. Send me some love if you want to see the envelope decorated too. I see love. Tanya, I see you, lots of love. So let's grab a Whisper White envelope and decorate it. I put the saying on the inside. I was thinking that, Megan, but it kind of takes up. Do you know what? Let's do it. I love it. Thank you, Sarah. I don't think I've ever seen you comment before, so welcome to my live. Do you know what, Megan? I was thinking that, then I thought it would be too big, but sometimes you don't want to write much. You just want to say hello, thinking of you. And that's plenty of space still. And I could always go add another. Let's do that for fun. We can add another. So essentially, if you feel like that's taken up too much of the writing space, what we could do is extend the writing space up. And I'm going to just cut that another strip of that pretty paper. 1 centimetre. How stunning is this paper, honestly? Can't get any cuter. It gets harder to cut when it's so small. Glue that, and that really gives you a lot of space to write a wonderful message to a lovely friend. Ooh, I will trim that. What I'll do is I'll add the glue to the paper. It's all about the detail, deciding which way to go. Paper is stunning. There we go. Now when trimming, trim from the back so you can see the edge. That way you'll get it right where you want it. Quite right where you want it. So there we go. Not a piece wasted. So plenty of writing space. Handmade card. Now let's decorate the envelope. I'm thinking just let's put a rose on the front of that envelope. There it is. Now I didn't unmount all of the rose, so that's, ooh, look what I did. Oh no, I've got a stamp on my dies. That's okay. Ooh, perfect positioning. So if I put the envelope in that corner there, it's in perfect positioning to be in the corner there. Make sure I've got the right corner, yep. And repeating. Yes, I've never done it before, Vicky, but I am loving the idea. I do have my genius moments. Self-praise, never flattering, but you know, I'm laughing at myself. You're more than welcome to laugh at me too. So there we go, we've got the outline. Now this was the lightest color, which we did Petal Pink, which is more of a orangey pink really. It goes quite well with Blushing Bride. So Petal Pink, and as you may have noticed, I'm not using any paper underneath because I can wipe this clean after we finish. That got a bit dirty, and I did remove the stamp with the third rose layer, so we'll just reline that up carefully because I didn't clean it. How's it go? It's a bit harder to line up. There we go. Is that the correct lining? Nope. Yes, it is. How did I work out if that was correct? It was the inside petals, yes, petals. I will give that a wipe down though before I got some green ink. Oh, that's on the other side, so all good. And final color was the Blushing Bride. Now you don't have to use a Stamparatus for this. I've just found the Stamparatus with multi-layer stamping much easier because you only have to, you line it up once and then you know you can stamp confidently. Whereas when you're stamping with a block, there's always that risk that you might not get it right. Not always good at closing my ink pads though, Megan. Can you see my hands? And that's just from this morning with you guys. So there we go. There's the envelope. Ah, if you could see the mess on my table. Now, even though I was trying to focus on, not focus, show the use, but it was just a bit of a different use with the stitched label dies. Take advantage of the double stitching. But I did have to try out that to a Wild Rose stamp set. So there we go. There we have it. I love creating. This feels so good to be making stuff again. Oh, school holidays. I've got to love my kids, but oh man, they don't let me craft. And I can't craft with them because then things won't be lined up. And there we go. So lovely sentiment still appearing, showing off the DSP. Anyway, I'm in love with this project. I would love to have someone to have said that to me. Wouldn't that be a lovely gift in the mail? So thank you so much for watching. My next regular Facebook Live will be Wednesday next week. Monday nights I'm still live, but I'm focusing on beginners. So I've got a course, Card Making 101, and you're welcome to join me for that one as well. You might find something new to do or create. Sometimes we get too focused on making very elaborate cards, which I love, don't get me wrong. This is love this, but it's also fun to take it back to the basics. Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or subscribe to my YouTube channel for those watching the recording of this. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful, fabulous day. Bye for now.